everyone, welcome to She Drives Data's Tableau classes. Today we are going to discuss a concept called marks card. Now we had already talked about marks card in another video. It's available in our channel. Today we are going to delve deeper into it and we're going to go through each of those cards individually. We're also going to use a business case, a fashion business case, just to make it more fun for you. So let's get started. File, new. Open new file and we wait. Yep, remind me later as usual. Connect to data. We're connecting an Excel file. So this is our data, Maria's fashion store. So this is a fictional data and Maria is my best friend. She does not have a fashion store. I'm just making it up. But let's say what if she had, and she had this big fashion store in the United States, all over the United States, and we just got hold of her sales data, and she was unaware of data analytics before, but when she's got such an awesome friend like me, I introduced her to data analytics and she's into it now. So we're going to work with her data and we're going to create some cool visualizations for her. So the first thing we need to do is, so this is the sheet we are working with, sheet 1. That's the only sheet we have in that Excel file. This is the Excel file. I'll put it up on Google Drive so that you guys can download it. So let's start working on it. Okay, we open a new sheet and we wait again. Yeah. So like I mentioned in the previous class, these are our dimensions and these are our measures. Dimensions are non-aggregatable entities and measures can be aggregatable. So for example, city, class, country, these cannot be aggregated again. Whereas profit, quantity, you can manipulate them, you can aggregate them, you can you can work on them. These are numeric quantities and these are text quantities, and these need not always be text. For example, postal code and IDs and such. So these are dimensions and these are measures. So together, when we collectively, we can call them fields, and when we drag these fields to our view, we can create our visualizations. Now this is the marks section in our shelf, and these are called shelves. So in this marks section we have several types of marks like text, size, color, and we have more marks here, bar, line, area, etc. So using these marks we can add context and detail. What do you mean? What I meant is, I'll just give you an example. Let's say profit. Let's say sales. I want to see the total number of sales that she has done in all her stores all over the US. So I'll just pull down sales and put it on text. See, I got it in the text format. If I put it as size, I got in the form of a small square. And this square is this is automatically selected by Tableau. We can change its shape, for example, circle. You can choose the shape tool and we can make it as a, this is something that you can play around with. You can make a lot of visualizations, and with all these shapes and sizes and colors and things like that, it'll give you a lot of information, and you can layer these information one in. So Maria hasn't given us any insight into the data she has just given us. So we have to explore the data first in order to get some sort of insights, right? So first let's start with some hierarchy. We see all these names here: department name, division name, class name, right? So we can assume that division comes first, department second, and class comes third. Right? So what comes under department, what comes under class, what dresses, intimates, tops, we don't have any idea. So let's just figure that out first. In order to do that, I'll just put division name here in rows. We'll just have it here, and department name, we'll just see what comes up. See, in general, divisions are general and general petite, and department, there are each of these departments in belonging to these divisions. I think we have one more division. Yeah, intimate. We have 3 divisions and these departments. And what comes under class name? So we can add classes in the form of text. So we added text into this as class, and division and department name as columns, as rows. And we get this information. In bottoms, there are casual bottoms, jeans, pants, shorts and skirts. Dresses, just dresses. Jackets, outerwear. So this is how Maria has divided her organization, right? This is how it's structured. See how simple the whole process is. We just had to drag and drop the fields into the view, and we have so much insights. Now this is the text mark. So when we put these fields into text, they will show up in the form of text marks. For example, I'll give you another example. I'll just put this number of records, or measure names and measure values. See, measure values contains number of records, profit, quantity, rating, sales, etc. Right? This has given me, this table gives me all these things. How many records does she have? 5,852. Profit is this much. Quantity is this much. Rating, this is the amount she sold. The number of clothing items she sold. Total number of ratings, sales. This is how it works. Yeah. So this is about the text mark. Now let's look at something else. We'll look at how much sales Maria's clothing has generated over the years. Let's put let's take the date. This is the date of sale. We'll put it in columns, and see the date field. It is already Tableau has automatically created a hierarchy. If you click this plus sign, it goes to quarter, month, up till date. And if you click this minus, yeah, it goes right back. Yep. And I've put the year here, and I want to click, select the department, because I want to see department wise how much sale it has, Maria has generated. Where is our organization structure? Department name. Yeah. And I'll select sales. Yep. See, it's been represented in the form of squares. I just want an overall idea. I don't want to see the actual numbers yet. I want to see what did best over the years. Later on, we'll dive deeper into the numbers. So if you look at it, tops have been doing well since the beginning. Trend has not been doing well at all, but it's doing well in 2017. In 2018, intimates and jackets have not been sold, and so hasn't trends. As we did for department, we want to see for divisions as well. We want to see how each division did over time, right? So I'll just add another sheet, and I'll post I'll add the fields date of sale, and then we'll add the division name is color, and we'll add the sales rows. See, we got this line chart, how each division did over the years from 2014 to 2018. Now if you look at it, there is a slight trick into this chart, because it shows as the sales has gone deeply down in 2018. This did not be true, because 2018 had probably just started when Maria collected this data. So because of insufficient data, it's showing that it's gone down. And up until 2017, it's been rising for all the 3 divisions that we have: general, petite, and intimates, just like we saw in the previous chart. So this is the line chart. Line chart is useful when we don't have a lot of attributes. Like in divisions, we just have 3 divisions, right? What if we had this many in departments? We have 1 2 3 4 5 6 attributes like the department. Then it would be very jumbled, right? Or 6 different lines. It becomes very difficult to interpret. So if there are less attributes, go for a line chart, which is easy to decipher. But watch out for cases like this, what I've just mentioned. Another way to represent this information is through a aerial chart. You choose area and you see this shapes that formed in between those lines. It helps you compare more easier. Let's see year instead of year. I want to see quarter. See how each of these divisions did in their respective quarters. Till now we've been looking at sales data, right? Now let's compare sales and profit. See how each department or division is doing is doing in terms of both sales and profit. Now we'll take a new sheet for that, and I'll take the department name in detail and sales rows and profit in columns. See, automatically Tableau has selected a shape mark for this to represent sales and profit together. If you hover over any of these little circles, you see the profit and you get the sales, right? Tops, jackets, department. You can do the same for divisions as well, and you can represent this even using circle or a square. And even in shape, if you click shape, a little card comes here and you can choose the kind of shape you want. Now that we know how our divisions and departments are doing, let's see how Maria's garments have been sold in different kinds of markets. We'll use a map mark for that. We'll see how state-wise whether how Maria has been selling, whether she was profitable there, not profitable. We'll see a visual image of that right now. So first you need to create a map. First you need to add country, and then state. Yeah, when you fill in these values, you get longitude and latitude data here. I'm just interested in state level data. We can even drill down to city and even postal code. So in order to keep it neat, I'll just put it as state, and now I'll take sales and put it in color. Yeah, see, this is how the sales has been going on. California has good sales, so has New York. Texas has been having good sales too. Washington. So this is the sales data. Now let's look at profit. See, we've got the profits here. California is profitable, New York is profitable, Washington. But if you look at Texas, do you see something interesting? It's not profitable at all. Unlike in sales, when we drag the sales field here, it had a lot of sales, right? But when you drag profit, it's not profitable at all. Maybe it's time to look at the operations once more, right? So this has been a very useful chart, right? It's so easy to explain. It's so easy to understand. You don't need to figure out numbers from a column. You don't have to fill in series of data. Very useful. Now that we've seen how sales and profits are doing in terms of division and department, let's see how sales and profits are doing in terms of markets. What are the region-wide sales? How are the profits coming in from each of the states? Like I mentioned in the beginning of the session, Maria has retail stores all over US, right? So I want to check what the sales was in each of these regions in each of the states in US. Yeah. So for that we'll use a map mark. So first we'll add country to our card, and then we'll add state. I'm only drilling down to the state level data for the time being because I just want to keep it neat at this point. But later on in future sessions, we'll go down to even the pin code and city level data. We'll analyze those trends as well. See, as soon as I added these country and state fields, we have longitude and latitude generated by Tableau automatically. Right now, I'll add our sales field as color. So once I add it as color, I got this visualization, and see, in the US, California has the maximum number of sales, followed by probably New York. Texas has a lot of sales as well, 123,000, 65,000 in Washington. So this is what the sales figures look like. I mean, you don't have to know the numbers exactly, but you will remember that California had good sales, so did Texas, so did New York, so did Washington, just because of this image, right? We have a tendency to remember images better than numbers. So that's why Tableau visualizations are so fun to work with, because it retains in our memory for a long time and you can play around with it. It's so intuitive that you can play around with it a lot, right? Now we'll go a step further. We'll remove sales and add in profit, right? Yeah. See, in this case, if you look at it, even California is still profitable. Washington is profitable. A lot of states are profitable. But if you look at Texas, Texas is at a loss. In the previous sales, when we added sales field here, Texas had good amount of sales, right? But when we added profit, see, it's at a loss, even though sales is high. So we'll probably look at the operations, right? What is happening in Texas. Okay, now let me show you something cooler. Okay, for each of these states, I want to figure out how each division did. For example, we had several divisions, right? General, petite, intimate. Yeah, we had three divisions, and I want to see the sales each division did in each state represented in this map. Let me see how I can do that. Yeah, so for that I need to take the division and I'll add it here. Wait, I'll just remove this. Yep, I'll add division, color, and I will add sales. Let me just add by sales here. See, we have these pie charts in each of these states. So if you click these tiny pie charts, we can zoom in and zoom out. Yeah, we can zoom in to see the states clearly. I'll show you general. Division name is general. In the state of Missouri, we have 4,198 in sales. Similarly, in Kansas, we have general petite, we have intimates, we have $190, $128 worth of intimate sales in Kansas. Similarly, you can check each of these states. Now, this is a bit inconvenient because we have the sales figures in numbers, right? What if I want to see the percentages? That is very easy. You just have to click this little pointer and go to quick table calculation. Click on percentage of total and then go back to the pie chart. See, you'll get the percentage. You'll see that the intimate it's 1.118% of the total sales that Kansas from the out of Kansas state, there is only 0.18% of sales in intimates. Similarly, in Missouri, we have 0.05. We have 10% from Illinois, bigger city, right? Similarly, you can add other figures like profit. Let's see what happens when we do profit. Remove profit. Quick table calculation. Percentage of total. See, in Texas it's all minus. minus 7%, minus 0.7%, minus 9%. Okay, now that we've seen the division-wise and department-wise and region-wise trends, let's look at how each garment was sold, each class of garment was sold over the years, right? For that, let's see what the class name contains. It has blouses, casual bottoms, fine gauge, and intimates, etc. So this is these are the actual class of garments, right? And we want to see over the years what were the sales numbers, and we can do that by using a Gantt chart, right? So I added the class name here. Now I want to incorporate the sales data. Sales, see, automatically it shows squares. Tableau has chosen the square shape to represent these sales numbers, but I want to check out Gantt. See, it became little bar graphs, because I want to not only in terms, if we use only squares, this is definitely workable, but I want to include, what if I want to include a division name or a department name? Okay, I want to add the department name to this, incorporate department information also to, or department information also to this chart. Yeah, I think it got out of the hierarchy, sorry. Yeah, department name. So in that case, I'll just add department, but this is a bit ambiguous, right? You can't make sense of this, these little squares. But if we use Gantt chart, it becomes much more easier. And I want to see it over the years. Date of sale, yeah. See, in 2014, blouses belongs to department name is tops, right? And tops, this is this was a sale, and this was the sale in 2015. And if you want to see percentage of total, you can do a quick table calculation. Out of the total, 2014 sales contributes to 19.6%, 15.6%, 15.1, 15.23, sorry, 27.8% in 2016, and so on. You can play around with this quick table calculation to get several insights. You can calculate profit. Sorry. Yeah. Similarly, you can change it to percentage. (17.1), 6.6, and so on. Our final mark in the marks card is a polygon mark. However, polygon mark is not often used, so I'm not demonstrating it here because you need a specially constructed data set for a polygon mark to work. I'm just for knowledge sake, there is a mark called polygon mark as well. So that's it from us today. Join our community at the Shiros app, where we discuss a lot of Tableau, data science, and a lot of other cool things happen there. We have a website at www.shedrivesdata.com. See you on the internet.